Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I thought today we would do something a little bit different and let's make it a theme. So here's the theme. I have nothing new. This is about appreciating stuff that we have, that we love but don't use for some reason. That's what we're going to do today. And a little bit of chatting. So first up is I'm going to be using this Shiseido. This is the Self-Refreshing. When the lifting came out, I tried 4 colors. I finally decided that quartz is the color for me, but yesterday I swatched it and compared it to something. I'm thinking maybe in the winter, but we're going to try anyway. I'm just going to do 2 pumps, and instead of applying with my fingers, I'm going to use a brush. This is the brush that Lisa Eldridge uses all the time, so I bought it because of that. And lately I've been using it a little bit. So it is not even 11 in the morning, you guys. I'm exhausted. I can't, well, I do know why. Because I've mentioned this before, I've really been making an effort to get 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night, which for years I was the 6-hour girl. And it took me a little while to get used to it, but now that I'm used to it, if I don't get it, I'm not in good shape. I mean, I will wake up and I'll look at the clock and say, nope, have to go back, and force myself to go back to sleep. But today, you know what, I don't know. I think this color might be okay. Today there was so much light in my bedroom and I could feel the heat rising. The bedroom's upstairs, so it gets hotter than downstairs, and I thought, I'm just going to get out of bed. But now I'm ready to go back. I don't know, I think this color isn't bad. When I look at, if I didn't have neck or shoulders, I'm sure there's a word for what I would be besides dead. But when I look at the ears, I'm like, yeah, this totally works. So I'm just going to pull it down a little bit. This is full coverage. I'm going to go over with this brush, and I'm just going to buff everything out. Okay, looking at my monitor, first of all, the sun is coming and going because it's humid and hot and cloudy. But it looks like, wow, this color is wrong. But look, when you compare it to my ears, like, it's not that wrong. The things we tell ourselves. All right, I'm going to let this set up for a while, but as you can see, I still have a little shine going on. That's just the way it is, but it's not bad, the radiance. Let's do some eyes. I have not used my Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in such a long time, and she just released 2 new colors that I decided I'm not going to do, but I thought, well, why don't I go back to doing this one, which is Mona Lisa, and that's what she looks like. And I thought maybe we'll try to do almost a one and done situation. Going in with this MAC 217. This is an original MAC that is goat. Oftentimes when I've used these, I go with my fingers, but I thought you'd probably get a better outcome or a more deliberate outcome. I used to wear this all the time, and I still remember the last time I used it, I thought, this shade doesn't work for me anymore. And now I'm going to go in with another brush to do the blend, just so there's a nice fade. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's too early to tell. Let's do the other side. I like the blend I got on this side. If you're new here, I should say I have my tear duct gland up here, which protrudes. So this side never looks like I did a great job. It never looks blended. no matter what I do. Do you remember when these hourglass scattered lights came out and they were all the rage? And I felt like I had to get one, and I got two. This is the color Smoke, and I never use it again. Here is something that I hardly ever use, but I really like it. This is the NYX. It has a horrible concealer on one side. Oh, I think I took it out. Oh. It took itself out. This is so cakey and bunchy and awful, whether you use it under the eyes or you use it on the face for a highlight, but this is a great color. It's so neutral and it blends out really nice. So I'm just going to do a little contouring, which I very rarely do. A little of the fatty bits, the jelly bits. I'm going to use this brush. This is no longer being made. It's a Trish McAvoy brush, and I believe that this is Goat, and it's great because it's fluffy. I used to have, this actually used to be my blush brush, but you can use it in a stippling motion or any kind of way you want. I just find this is such a useful brush, and I may have to go in with that Zoeva brush, the foundation brush. Let's just see what happens. Yes, let's do that. Same thing though, I'm going to stipple, but this is quite dense. And this is great for nose contour. I don't really have a problem with my nose, but I noticed when I'm doing my screenshots for my thumbnails, my nose can sometimes look kind of awful. So I've been trying to remember, just do a little contour. And I already have a straight line here, so I'm just extending that line. And a little bit of nose contour was something I hardly ever use. And then I'm just going to tap my finger over this to blend it in. There. I used to love the NARS Creamy Matte. This is, I believe, in Custard. And I just felt when this first came out that it was developed so that the heat of your finger, like 98.8 or whatever your temperature is supposed to be, melts it in perfectly. And then I felt over time that it might be a little drying on me, but it's very good coverage. I haven't used it in a long time, so I thought we'd give it a go. And I didn't do my Charlotte Tilbury corrector, so it's all on its own. And it's looking a little yellow with this foundation. And I just like to pat vertically up and down, because if you go out, really good chance that you're removing the coverage that you want right in the darkest areas. I do still use this all the time. It hasn't been unused, so I get the glasses rub off everything, and if I'm coming back to shoot something, if I remember, I do a little dot 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 to help get rid of that redness. So it's still a great product whether you do it under the eyes or on the face. Let's go in with the Smoke. So with this you could go in with your finger, but my nails are getting a little too long for me to feel comfortable doing that. I'm going to go in with this brush. It's not entirely a flat brush, but kind of a flat brush, and see what happens. Well, if nothing else, I think it goes good with the Mona Lisa. So with and without. I just turned on the fan because I opened the door all the way, and now the light looks a lot better. It was looking really, really stark. I'm still developing a relationship with my camera, and I think because the door was only halfway open, the camera was compensating and making things a little too bright. So, yeah, but it's hot. So let's go into blush. I remember when I bought this Chanel blush, I was so surprised because these colors kind of scare me. It looks orange, but it didn't look orange on the face, and I thought it looked so beautiful on the skin, very smoothing, and yet I never wore it. I think it's because of the color. And you know what? I used it with this brush. So we're going to do the same thing. It is summer, so even if it does end up looking a little orange, it'll be fine. And I think the eye is neutral enough to work with it. I mean, I like the brush, but it kind of implies that you need to do that streak down the face look, which I don't love. I think I'm gonna work on the edges with this. So now we're gonna go in with the highlighter right here. Ugh, it looks so pretty on the skin. And it just doesn't look orange to me. I have to leave this out because it is so, so beautiful. And I'm getting the creasing again in the trough. So maybe I need to retire this from the under eye. It's creasing. Certainly the trough, but right all over. So yeah, for me, I guess this is kind of no longer going to be an under eye. But I just thought, since I'm doing things that I haven't used in a long time, appreciating what I have, I would give that a try. And even though the coverage is good, it doesn't look so hot. This is the bronze mascara that came out the same time as the blush, and I had been using this one a lot. Unfortunately, it's no longer available. Hi. Yes. I know people say wait until it dries and then take a spoolie and it'll flake off, but I don't think that's the case with what I have going on underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to do this, and in fact I think I'm just going to redo my under eyes because I'm not in love with this. I don't know where the camera stopped. I decided that I had got a little bit too much pink in that first laydown, so I went back in with the Golden Light, and now I'm feeling a teeny bit bronzed, and I also feel like it's starting to come together a little bit. I want to do the brows, and I have been doing the same thing for brows for the longest time. This is NYX, I believe. Yeah, it's another NYX product, and it just works for me. And I use very light hands. Because I have hairs here, but they're really blonde. And so I've got mascara. I think the eye is okay. It feels like it's pulling down a little bit on this side, but it's not. It's just my wrinkles are getting deeper. Despite everything I do, I am unable to stop the hands of time. And this is a matte lip from Giorgio Armani that I've had for such a long time. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's color 505, and I think they still make it, but I thought I need to bring it downstairs and just, it might not work, but let's give it a try. Yeah, because it doesn't look quite the same pink on my lip, thankfully. Oh my god. I forgot to blend out the jelly bits. I think that's it. I think it's a little bit different than what I've been doing lately as far as the eye. I just see all this darkness, which is absolutely caused by that wrinkle, and it's making me nuts. But I'm going to put something on and put my hair down and give you the final look, and then we'll sign out. So, what do I think? I need to leave this out because I think this blush is so darn beautiful. It looks so smooth on the skin, and even though it looks absolutely orange, this is like a rusty orange color, it doesn't look orange on the face. And I think the highlighter is also beautiful. It's so interesting. How is it? On my fingers? Maybe it's just my skin tone because it's reading orange there. And put it on my hand, it's reading orange there, but I don't feel like it's reading orange on my face. It's so, so beautiful. I am leaving this out. I try not to have too many things out because it's a small table and I have a lot of stuff on it, despite my best efforts. I always like, oh, I need to keep this out. This keeping out. The foundation, once I got it all bronzed up and everything, because I have so many skincare products and sunscreen on, there's a beautiful sheen to this, even though this is more of a matte formula, and it has great coverage, and I think the color is pretty decent for me. Maybe a little bit light, but you know, once the chest is covered, there. Now you don't see the redness on my chest, my eternal redness. Might be a tid. It might be a touch too light for me, but I'm just kind of digging a little bit more of a full coverage thing to hide all my redness so everything else can stand out. I think I should leave this out too because it's coming apart from the wall. I truly have had this for a long, long time. So I think I'll just keep this out and keep on using it. The last couple of times I used it, I thought this color for some reason is not working anymore, but maybe it was just the time of year. The smoke looks good with it. In fact, I like it better with the smoke from Hourglass than without. The lip color, I'm not digging. I'm not digging with this. So let's do something about that. So I don't want to take that off, but I'm going to go over with this YSL, which I got a couple of months ago, and it's brown, and maybe this will just change so the lip looks like it relates a little bit more to everything else. Not quite. I'm going to find another lip that I haven't touched in a while, something that I need to appreciate more, and I'll be right back. All right, in theory, this should work. So this is kind of that same orangey kind of color as the blush, even though it doesn't look orangey on me. And this is the Viseart glosses, which I think are so comfortable. My favorite gloss formulation. I'm really glad I did this. I really thought hard about this. It was, you know, oh, wow, the Chanel blush. I have not used this. This is crazy. I need to use it. And then I started thinking, what else have I not used? I went upstairs and I picked up this, and when I was there I'm like, what about this? I never used this. And then there was a lipstick up there as well, and I just feel good. I feel good using things that I haven't been using, and in this case something that I loved so much and yet didn't use, and in this case something that I didn't think the color worked for me anymore, but I think it's okay. Maybe it's just certain times a year this color doesn't work for me. Who knows? And the foundation, I haven't used this, I don't think, once since I bought it, because I felt like maybe it'd be better for me in winter because the color seems a little light, but I think I made it work. And the Bobbi Brown bronzer, and they do have something like this out right now that's also limited edition. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. I know it was a little different, maybe a little odd, and I know also that I shouldn't be apologizing, so I'm going to stop myself right there. Thank you for being here. I hope I've inspired you. I hope you come back again. And until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.